Okay, so we are here to show you how collectively we can access our birth certificate bond. And just by the way, if you haven't watched the videos explaining the birth certificate bond that we referred to at the beginning of this video, then please do so or you might be lost. So make sure to complain in the description. They need to hear from all of us for any of this to change and get better. So guys, today we're going to show you how creditors, the banks, are using collectors to collect debts that they no longer own. And inadvertently, this is how they're accessing your birth certificate bond from right underneath our noses. The culprit today is DNA Collections, and they're collecting money on behalf of Walmart credit cards. And as you will see, DNA Collections does not have the proper paperwork in order to collect on any debt. And now keep in mind, none of the collectors have the proper paperwork, the proper documentation in order to legally and lawfully collect from you. Okay guys, so we're going to show you some live recordings. The first one is DNA Collections via an employee, Kim Pottinger, admit clearly that they are aware that debts are bought and sold. Kim actually mentions that, well, that would be against the law if we were helping Walmart collect on a debt they no longer own. So listen to this, it's pretty interesting.
So you are DNA Group, you're the collection company?
Yes.
For Walmart?
Yes, sir.
So first off, are you aware that debts are bought and sold?
I'm very familiar with that.
In the financial industry, that institutions buy and sell debt on the world market all the time. And all
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct.
Right.
Therefore, what you're accusing us of doing is breaking the law.
Well, you've heard it with your own ears. Kim Pottinger and Mrs. Robinson of DNA Group both admit they are well aware debts are bought and sold as a daily practice within the financial industry. Okay guys, so that was pretty interesting. I think the main thing to focus on here is that, well, if they know that debts are bought and sold every day as a daily business practice in the financial industry and the banking industry, should it not be obvious why people are asking for proof of ownership of a debt? Plain and simple, they could have sold it. But let's be very clear here. If Walmart is attempting to collect on a debt they no longer own via the services of DNA Collections, well then that would mean they're both participating in fraud. That would be fraud. So we have more recordings here for you. This is now Kim Pottinger admitting that DNA Collections does not get any kind of proof, no verifiable proof, that their creditors still are the rightful owners of the debt before they go and call the board. Now really, to get no verifiable proof that the creditors actually still own the debt you're collecting on, that's pretty unprofessional. But here, let's take a look and listen to some more recordings. Tell me what you think.
If I could ask, for DNA Group, what kind of confirmation do you get from your clients that they themselves haven't sold the debt? So in this case for Walmart Mastercard, what type of proof do you get from them that they haven't sold the debt? Or do you just take their word for it?
We know that it's because it's Walmart Rewards Mastercard. We work on their behalf.
So do you get any type of, all right, but do you get any type of confirmation from them, any type of paperwork to show that indeed they haven't sold the debt, that they still maintain it, or you just take their word for it?
We don't, exactly. We take our client's word.
Oh,
why would we not trust our client's word? If they're forwarding us the files, why would we not take their word? And that's legal. You have to, it's a given thing, understanding that your clients are doing things legally. So all clients that assign debts here, it is their debt to assign. So we don't have to ask documentation to say that this is your debt to assign. The fact that they've assigned it here, it's their debt to legally assign.
Well, that was quite a ridiculous response from Mrs. Kim Pottinger. What she just said is legal proof is that it's because her office received a file, and that's verifiable proof that they still own the debt. That's ridiculous. The only entity that has access to the information to make that claim if one of these big corporations still own a debt is a chartered accountant with a sworn affidavit stating that the debts have not been sold and it still appears on their ledgers. You've heard it with your own ears. Collector Mrs. Robinson, together with DNA Group Collections, have no verifiable proof that Walmart Mastercard is in fact the rightful owner of the debt. Like really, it should just be their professional protocol to ask their clients to produce proof of ownership of the debt before they go and start collecting from people that they should not be collecting from. So let's take a look at this. What it comes down to is if they're not asking the banks for proof of ownership of the debt before going and collecting, well, that means that they could be collecting on a debt that they know their own. That would be pure harassment. And it's very unprofessional for them not to be doing that. It's almost careless and negligence in the workplace. That means so many files out there have not been verified. Keep in mind, debts are bought and sold on a daily business practice. This should be professional protocol for these people, but it's not. So let's think about this. If Walmart sold the debt, that means they're no longer an affected party, so they could not sue. And to take this to the next level, if Walmart sold the debt and then collected a lump sum because somebody didn't ask for proof of ownership of the debt, that means they just got paid twice. And that does happen in many, many cases. And this is why DNA collections and all collectors need to have verifiable proof that their client, the banks, are still the rightful owners of the debt before they go and call anyone. And considering they stated they're well aware debts are bought and sold every day, well, that's probably a good enough reason right there for why they should have in their professional protocol to make sure that their client is still the rightful owner of the debt. So they access your birth certificate bond when they sell the debt to the world market, and it's called securitization. And what they're doing is actually accessing your bond, taking your own money from your bond, lending it to you without the bank bringing any money to the table. Now, keep in mind, if we do not pay back these fictitious loans, they come and take our real assets, our real property. That is insane. So this was about how we can collectively access our birth certificate bonds, how the banks are accessing it. So when they are selling your debt and you don't know about it, that's a big deal. But don't take my word for it. There is John Yachu. He is a prominent lawyer and he appeared on CNN. Let's ask John. So John, do you think it's really important for us to ask for proof of ownership of the debt?
Everybody should use it. Everybody should put the lender to the task of establishing that it owns the debt that it claims that you owe to it.
Now, don't forget to complain. It's very important for us to unite and them see that. So just look down in the description. It's going to tell you exactly how to complain and how you will be entered into this group actively seeking to access their birth certificate bond. Keep in touch. Keep looking. We've got lots more to tell you. You guys have a great day.